Right now at 6, new details reveal last night's shooting and house fire could be connected.
And La Crosse police are searching for the man who allegedly shot someone outside a bar.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown.
La Crosse police believe the same man could be behind a shooting and a house fire on La Crosse's south side last night.
News 8 Now's Michael Germain is live where the crime scene occurred and has the details. Good evening, Michael.
Ken and Emily, Alan Fry is currently being held at the La Crosse County Jail. Now, City of La Crosse officials believe that he was also involved on a fire that occurred on the 1600 block of Denton Street. According to the criminal complaint, the La Crosse Police Department was dispatched on January 18th around 9 at night regarding a complaint who claimed there was a shooting on Farnham Street. Officers said when they arrived on scene, they found one person standing in the front door and another man laying on the ground in the living room surrounded by a large pool of blood. A neighbor of the victim who has lived in the neighborhood since the 70s says she has never experienced any crime or major issues since she has moved in.
And when we found out somebody had been killed, it got pretty sad. And then when we found out it was our neighbor's son, it was sadder yet.
Now, Fry was scheduled to appear in court today at 1:30 p.m., but he failed to appear. So now his next court date will be moved to this Monday. He will have his first appearance in court at 1:30 p.m. Reporting live in La Crosse, Michael Germain, News 8 Now.
All right, thank you, Michael. A man is wanted for a shooting at a La Crosse bar last Sunday. On January 14th, La Crosse police responded to a shots fired call outside Newey's Vogue bar on George Street. The victim told police he was standing outside the bar when someone ran up and shot him in the leg. That man was later identified as 41-year-old La Crosse man Linnell Carter, who was involved in a physical altercation with the victim earlier that night. A warrant has been put out for Carter, and he's charged with attempted first-degree intentional homicide, use of a dangerous weapon as a repeater, and possession of a firearm as a felon, also a repeater charge.
That man was later identified as 41-year-old La Crosse man Linnell Carter, who was involved in a physical altercation with the victim earlier that night. A warrant had been put out for Carter, and he's charged with attempted first-degree intentional homicide, use of a dangerous weapon, repeater, and possession of a firearm by a felon repeater. January 6th is Cervical Cancer Awareness Month. It's estimated that over 13,000 women in the U.S. are diagnosed with it every year. Cervical cancer is one of the more dangerous types of cancer because it is hard to detect. That's because people typically don't show symptoms until the cancer has advanced. A doctor at Mayo Clinic says the best way to protect yourself from cervical cancer is to screen for it early, get the HPV vaccine, and to test for HPV. HPV is a sexually transmitted disease that, if not completely treated, can cause cervical cancer. The HPV vaccine has decreased the number of cervical cancer diagnoses by about 65%.
When you look at the graphs and the trends, it's a marked downward trend. It's one of the most remarkable curves we see in medicine is how dramatically the decrease in cervical cancer diagnosis rates have been since the introduction of HPV vaccine.
Dr. Stockham adds that people with a cervix should start testing for HPV and getting pap smears once they turn 21.
With another cold weekend ahead of us, the emergency day shelter in the city of La Crosse will be reopening this weekend. According to the city, the shelter over at 621 3rd Street will reopen tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. and then Sunday from 8 a.m. to noon. A reminder, as we've previously reported, this shelter is not an overnight shelter, but rides are going to be available to Catholic Charities Warming Shelter at 7 p.m. those days upon request. So for the details on the potential cold that this weekend could bring, let's send it over to Greg.
Yeah, we have basically about 2 more days of the bitter cold, especially going in the morning hours with the wind chill. And there's a wind chill advisory out for 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. For some areas that may approach minus 30 with the wind chill, most areas will probably be around 15 to 25. But we did have a little bit of light snow flurries earlier today, just some fine snow. Overall, there's your current temperatures. And you see radar pretty much cleared out. We've kind of seen clearing skies overall. Current feel-like temperatures are definitely starting to fall, especially to the west. Mason City 19 below. we're sitting around -11, so the wind chill is starting to show up there, and I think it'll begin to drop even further as we go through, later on the night. High pressure is settling in as that system that produces snowfall pushes off to the east. To the west, that little boundary that's separating really Arctic air to the east, more Pacific mild air to the west, and eventually that will get over to our area, but not until later Sunday into Monday. For this evening, just going to get cold. We're going down to about 13 below, wind chill towards 11 p.m., 1 degree, clearing skies. Same story for Eau Claire. They'll see that wind chill continue to fall into the teens and get below 0, probably around 11 or 12. Now, we do have skiing stuff going on out there. Here's your latest report. Now, once again, check the website for most up-to-date, because most of these locations are making snow at the current time, and they do change left and right what's open or not. But it's a good weekend. I know it's going to be cold, but there's plenty of sun to enjoy even on Sunday, because next week it's going to be cloudy, a little bit more messy. So get out there and enjoy it.
Good weekend to go.
Yeah,
All right.
you've got some options for you.
I know. I'm excited. All right.
Thanks, Greg. Glasswork. It's an art form dealing with 3,000-degree temperatures and some very intricate tools. So, to the unexperienced eye, it can be a little intimidating.
But one Winona businesswoman is working to make the practice accessible to all. Photographer John Hayes has the story in our latest eyepiece.
First thing, I'll fire up my torch. Make sure that it's a dialed in flame. We call it a neutral flame. So it's the ideal mixture of propane and oxygen. I really do appreciate that it is a material that requires your undivided attention. You can't be focused on anything else while you're working with it. And it's also predictable. Once you get to know it, it's like a communication that you have to maintain with this material. I mean, it's glasswork, like I've said, is super magical. It's a really interesting way to work with, material. And facilitating this experience for folks brings so much joy to them. Just this integration of art and science, and it's a very magical experience.
So she's got classes that are open for anyone 9 and up, and we'll be posting more information on those class offerings on all of our digital platforms.
It's harder than it looks.
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but very intriguing. Just when you look at it, what's developing up close, it looks pretty cool.
And they can make anything doing glass work.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty incredible.
Yeah. Well, just ahead, we are just days away from the nation's first primary.
And former President Trump and Nikki Haley are escalating attacks against each other. Stay with us. That's next.
Ashley's 48-hour super sale is happening January 28th through the 29th. For 2 days only, shop in store for exclusive deals on living room favorites delivered right on time for the big game. Plus, pay 0% interest through January 2029. Only at Ashley.
Hey man, thanks for holding my beer.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks guys. I'll be here all night. You see that?
What?
Hey, what's up? Not much.
I'm gonna need another beer. I swear, you're everywhere.
Yeah, man, I've been busy.
Earn now, spend later during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Rewards Members Dollar Days. Now through the end of January, Rewards members earn $10 in Blaine's Bucks for every $100 spent in store to redeem later just like cash. Start earning on 40-pound bags of wood fuel pellets, $4.99. Rewards members pay just $4.79. New Blaine's brand washer fluid, $2.49 a gallon for Rewards members. Plus, Chick Days are coming. Order yours in-store or online. Earn Blaine's Bucks now to spend later during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Rewards Members Dollar Days.
To everyone who appreciates a handcrafted meal, are you ready for a taste of Wisconsin?
Butterburgers cooked fresh, just the way you like.
The way you love.
Definitely love. And our thick and creamy frozen custard, we make it for you all throughout the day.
All day.
All day, every day. Put it in the extra work and not cutting corners. Takes a little longer.
But it's how we've always done it at Culver's. Because making your meal with care shows how much we care.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Ashley's 48-hour super sale is happening January 28th through the 29th. For 2 days only, shop in store for exclusive deals on living room favorites delivered right on time for the big game. Plus, pay 0% interest through January 2029. Only at Ashley.
Alec Baldwin is facing manslaughter charges again.
In October 2021, Baldwin was involved in an incident on the set of the film Rust, where cinematographer Helena Hutchins was killed.
Actor Baldwin was holding the gun that shot her, which was supposed to be loaded with blanks. Back in April, prosecutors in New Mexico dropped the charge.
Then in October, they said additional facts came to light. Now a grand jury has found there is enough evidence to indict, and he is once again facing involuntary manslaughter charges.
In addition to starring in the film, prosecutors say Baldwin had additional responsibility as producer of Rust. If convicted of the single count of involuntary manslaughter, Baldwin could face up to 18 months in prison. Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina will endorse former President Donald Trump at a rally in New Hampshire tonight.
That state's primary is just 4 days away. Caitlin Huey Burns reports from New Hampshire.
Senator Tim Scott is headed to a rally for Donald Trump in New Hampshire to announce he's officially backing the former president. The South Carolina Republican ended his own run for the presidency in November.
I think this is an attractive endorsement for President Trump to have. He is somebody who I think has a connection with people in New Hampshire, so I'm not surprised to see him, if the reports are true, to be heading up there tonight.
Scott is the 25th senator to endorse Trump, who remains the Republican frontrunner in New Hampshire. Recent polling finds former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley in a strong second position after coming third in Iowa. She met Friday with voters at a coffee shop in the town of Hampton.
I'm close to feeling confident about her in terms of my vote. I'm a registered Democrat, but I feel like I will change my party to independent.
Democrats are not allowed to vote in the Republican primary, but independents are. Trump has complained that rule is artificially propping up Haley, but some political analysts say it better reflects who's more electable in November.
Well, I think what's really at stake for New Hampshire is whether or not Nikki Haley can really pull away. I think that if we see Donald Trump come in below 50%, then that's going to indicate that there's a lot of Republicans who are looking for someone else.
Meanwhile, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is in New Hampshire today.
Hello, South Carolina!
But he has shifted resources to South Carolina, where he'll campaign this weekend. Caitlin Huey Burns, CBS News, Manchester, New Hampshire.
Maine's Secretary of State is appealing a judge's ruling that put on hold her removal of Trump from the ballot.
Democrat Shenna Bellows concluded last month he didn't meet ballot qualifications due to his involvement in the U.S. Capitol attack on January 6, 2021. Well, big changes are coming for electric vehicle owners.
The Biden administration putting $325 million toward EV chargers.
And we got big changes for temperatures too, but that'll hold off till next week. We still got some cold temperatures that'll be well below average through the weekend. I'll time out when those warm up will begin and what we'll see with rain or snow coming next week. All that coming up by the First Warn Weather Update after the break.
It's time for the King Furniture 72-hour sale. So for 72 hours, everything in our store is going to be on sale. Incredible markdowns throughout our entire showroom. It's the King Furniture 72-hour sale. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line, many impacted by physical or mental health challenges. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net that keeps them safely in their homes. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative, with 95 cents of every dollar donated going directly to those right here in your community. Help by visiting www.heatforheroes.org or by calling 1-800-891-9276. That's 800-891-9276.
We've got you. It's a pledge to make sure you're always taken care of. A pledge that your Touchstone Energy Cooperative honors each and every day. When it comes to keeping things running smoothly or getting them back on track when they're not, we've got you. Always. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
It's time for the King Furniture 72-hour sale. So for 72 hours, everything in our store is going to be on sale. Incredible markdowns throughout our entire showroom. It's the King Furniture 72-hour sale. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Well, the Biden administration is announcing big changes for electric vehicle owners.
Another $325 million of federal investments in electric vehicle charging stations. Friday, the U.S. Departments of Treasury and Energy are releasing a new census parameters to be eligible to receive a tax credit towards EV chargers. The government says about 2/3 of Americans will be able to take advantage of the tax credit.
Agencies say the credit will take up to 30% of the cost off a charger to those in low-income communities and non-urban areas. The announcement comes in addition to other major recent EV charger funding. Last week, the administration announced over $620 million in grants to help counties and cities install new charging stations for electric vehicles and long-haul freight trucks. And even at the Wisconsin level, there's legislation that just got bipartisan support past the Senate that would allow private businesses to both have and potentially charge a small fee for electric vehicle charging. And that's something, you know, a lot of infrastructure still needs to be put in place. So if it's strictly electric vehicle, you're probably not doing a lot of cross-country road trips right now.
No, I wouldn't want to, especially in these cold temps.
Yeah, absolutely, because we've seen it, the batteries don't fare as well here in the Midwest.
Right, exactly. All right, let's send it over to Greg for our weather forecast.
Yeah, we definitely have cold temperatures for the next couple days, and things change. Really, we're still in the influences of the northwest flow, really the eastern half of the country, but the west is starting to see systems begin to approach from the west, bringing in some mild, more Pacific air, and starting to see more activity out there. Eventually, that's going to make its way to us, but probably not until Monday and change everything. Wind chill advisory is still out till about 9 a.m. Once again to -30. Most areas will probably be a little bit under that. If we time it out, you wake up, you're in that 20 to 30 range, pretty much wind chills, temperature-wise, probably in the teens, below zero in some areas. It will improve to about noon. We'll probably be in that 0 to -10 range for wind chill, so it'll still be there in the afternoon, but not really terribly too bad. Then it comes back for the evening. One big difference going in Saturday and Sunday is the wind will pick up. The temperatures may not be as cold going into Sunday morning, but still we're going to see wind chills approach 20 below waking up Sunday. So really one cold morning, and that'll be it for Sunday. Everything will start warming up as those southwest winds start picking up especially. Overall, there's your high pressure. That'll slide off to the east, and eventually as we get into Sunday, here's your winds picking up. Initially gives you a wind chill, but then towards the afternoon and evening, it'll start warming those temperatures, or at least keeping them up. Then we can put some cloud cover in going into Sunday night. Here's that first warm front that'll come through Monday. That poses a little bit of a chance for maybe some precipitation. It's all associated, but the major storm that we're really tracking, potential storm, is the one further south that'll lift behind this. And eventually, once we get through Monday night and Tuesday, it's going to lift up north to the area. We're going to be on the north side of it, as you notice the temperatures. So we're going to see primarily snow, could be a mix depending on how far north it goes, and then it exits as we go through Tuesday evening. So we're looking really at a mainly dry Monday. There could be a little wintry mix with that warm front coming through. Monday night looks like wet snow. Snow accumulation is likely. How much really depends on what goes on with the system. It is going to be on the wet side. That's the one big difference. So roads, at least during the day, may be more slushier depending on how heavy the snow comes down. And then at night, we might pose some problems too. So that's the one system we're keeping an eye. If you got travel plans, basically Monday night through Tuesday, just keep abreast of the forecast as it changes. Right now, we're seeing snow, but we could see something else. There's a system beyond this one, but that doesn't pose as much of a challenge to right now. Looks like that'll be primarily rain as we go into Wednesday and Thursday. But for tonight, it's really going to be the wind chill. Single digits below zero, approaching the teens in some of the colder spots. Wind chills will be down to probably around 25 to 30 below as you wake up tomorrow morning. Temperatures climbing, plenty of sunshine. That's going to be really bright sunshine, and even Sunday has the sunshine. But temperatures in the lower teens, wind chills in the morning 25 to 30, in the afternoon probably in the 0 to 10. Then we'll have one more cold night going into Sunday morning with some wind chills down to 20 below. Clouds increase, and the temperatures actually might start rising a little bit Sunday night into Monday. So you'll wake up going back to work Monday. You'll probably be in the 20s in the morning. And then it gets kind of messy Monday night into Tuesday with potential snow. Wet snow won't be like the dry snow that we had the past few days. It's going to be the wet stuff. And then beyond that, it looks kind of like damp in the 30s, above freezing. So we could have some fog going on too with the moisture there, some slick areas.
Not a lot of sunshine.
Not a lot of sunshine throughout the whole week too. So enjoy the sunshine. I know it's going to be cold, but you may not see it for about another week too. So just like I said, enjoy what you got this weekend, but it will be cold. So once again, bundle up with the wind chills tomorrow.
All right, we will. Thank you, Greg.
Coming up next in sports, the Badgers are back home tonight after suffering their first conference loss of the year. Plus, the Packers hoping to punch their ticket to the NFC Championship game tomorrow night as they clash with a very familiar playoff foe. Rob is up next.
New windows can give you a whole new view of the world around you. Call today for a prompt free estimate from the Ford Store Home Improvements. 782-8877.
When the insurance company sees Bygoff and Rohde on the other side, they know they're in for a fight. It's your life, but it's our fight. And they know that if they're not being fair with us, they will find themselves in court, and that's how Bygoff and Rohde gets results for its clients.
Did you touch the thermostat? Did you turn it up?
Of course not. Did somebody fiddle with the thermostat?
Dude, it's 85 degrees.
85? Do you have any idea what a couple degrees will do to our gas bill?
Why is it so hot here?
Someone turned up the heat.
What do you think you're doing?
I like to sleep with my window open.
You are not supposed to touch a thermostat.
Save big this Friday through Sunday at Hy-Vee. Pepsi products, 6-pack mini cans or bottles, just $2.99 each when you buy 4. Jack's Pizza is just $2.48. Get General Mills cereal like Cheerios for just $1.99. Tostitos, just $2.99. Hy-Vee bacon is just $2.99. And Prego Italian sauce is only $1.48. Get these great deals and more Friday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
Are you or a loved one having troubles getting in and out of the bathtub safely? Has the high cost of remodeling left you without options? I'm Tim with Tri-State Tub to Shower Conversions, and I've been serving the Tri-State area since 1992. And I would love to make your bathing experience safe and affordable. We use your existing tub and remove the front section for easy accessibility. And for an affordable cost, call today.
If you've been in a serious accident, you need a serious legal team. Bygoff and Rohde is the Western Wisconsin powerhouse. Attorneys who won't settle for less than you deserve. Call Bygoff and Rohde.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now's Rob Schiff.
We're just over 24 hours until game time for the green and gold. Still hard to believe, but after a season filled with ups and downs, the youngest team in the NFL is just one win away from clinching a spot in the NFC Championship game. It won't be easy, though. Packers will have to get by the best team in the NFC. And in the past 4 playoff matchups between these two squads, it's been all San Francisco. You go back 2 years ago at Lambeau, Packers coming in as the 1 seed, and on a snowy night in Green Bay, 49ers pulling off a huge upset on the road. Some big-time miscues on special teams. I'm sure you guys can't forget that. And on that night, it was San Francisco punching its ticket to the conference championship game. Fast forward to the present, the roles are reversed this time around. Packers head west as the heavy underdog. But for running back Aaron Jones, he says it's a role this team is embracing.
I've been an underdog my whole life, so it's a role that I love to actually be in. You know, you got everybody down you, nobody's expecting anything from you. So, you know, what is there to lose, you know? We're going to go out there and play our game. We already set our standard. We're going to play to our standard, and we rise to the occasion.
I can't wait for this one. Jones and the Packers will look to punch their ticket to the NFC Championship game as they head west to take on the Niners tomorrow night just after 7 p.m. In Madison tonight, Badgers are back home looking to rebound after suffering their first conference loss of the season Tuesday night on the road at Penn State. Wisconsin came into that one ranked 11th in the country. That's most likely going to change a bit when the rankings come out next week, but the Badgers will look to get back in the win column tonight at the Kohl Center when they take on Indiana. Fast forwarding to tonight, a jam-packed show coming up at 10. Conference play heating up on both the girls and boys side. We'll start in the MVC. The Central boys are home hosting Sparta. As for the Central girls, they'll be in Sparta taking on the Spartans. Same deal for Holman and Logan. Logan girls are at home hosting the Vikings. The Logan boys will be in Holman. In the Scenic Bluffs Conference, big-time win last night for the Cashton boys. Eagles taking down rival Bangor. Same two programs clashing tonight on the girls' side. And in the Cooley Conference, West Salem, fresh off its win at home against GET. Panthers are back at it tonight on the road against defending state champion Luther. GET also in action tonight. They're at home against Westby. It's going to be an awesome night of high school hoops. I can't wait.
Can we call it the Friday Night Frenzy being back?
We are.
Love
I'm
it.
using that term loosely, but we'll use it tonight.
Fantastic.
What does that equate to? There's a certain amount of games to equal the frenzy?
Not necessarily.
It's going to be a frenzy tonight. You just watch the 10.
All right. Thanks, Rob.
Can't wait.
All right, more news after this.
See the stories you missed or watch them again on our YouTube page. Or find us at news8000.com.
It's the January clearance event at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Big savings on some of the best brands in furniture. We're clearing our showrooms to make way for fresh new introductions, with hundreds of items reduced to their lowest prices ever. Dining rooms and bedrooms from Daniel's Amish and Canal Dover. Sofas and sectionals from Flex Steel and Smith Brothers. And dining by Canadel. Plus the area's best selection of top grain leather from Stressless, Palliser, and Lazy Boy. It's happening now during the January clearance event at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
Everyone deserves a fulfilling job, but for people with disabilities, the barriers can be overwhelming. It's time to open the door to new possibilities. People with disabilities are getting the education, skills, and training needed to thrive in a wide variety of industries. And they're ready for an opportunity, a job, a career. Thinkability Wisconsin. All you have to do is start with yes. Join the movement at thinkabilitywi.org.
Spectrum Mobile brings you our best deal to start the new year. Now you can get unlimited mobile for $15 per line. Switch to Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for just $15 per line with no added taxes or hidden fees and no contracts. Save over $1,400 for the first year. Call 855-231-7007. Spectrum Mobile includes nationwide 5G and the fastest wireless speeds with unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for just $15 per line. Call 855-231-7007 or visit a Spectrum store near you.
All right, wind chill will really be the story tomorrow. Cold, but plenty of sunshine. It'll start to improve as we get out towards noon. So if you want to out enjoy snowmobiling, tubing, everything outside, definitely will be a good weekend to do it, although just bundle up. That's the one thing. Otherwise, things change next week. We might snow coming Monday into Tuesday. That's one thing to watch. Otherwise, next week, you're probably unlikely to see the sun much. The temperatures pretty much above freezing.
But we're going to leave it that we are going to see the sun this weekend on a positive note.
There you
so go out and do all the things, everyone.
Yeah, just bundle up.
Yeah.
Thanks for
We'll
joining us at 6.
See you at 10.